Howdy, welcome to ENGL 1010, section I04, Comp 1 on the Internet. My name's Eric Fish. I'll be teaching the course. And with this video, I want to kind of take you through the course real briefly, go over the syllabus really briefly. You're going to be doing a syllabus quiz anyway, so I'm not going to read the syllabus word for word in a YouTube video. Put you all to sleep pretty quick there. But want to give you an overview of the course and how to use D2L. For first thing, when you're on the D2L homepage, you're going to see all your courses listed there. Be sure to check your email before you get into a particular class. If you do this, say like while you're in our class, you will not see emails from your math teacher or your history teacher or whatever class you're taking. You'll only see them from me. So you want to make sure you do this outside of a particular course while you're on your D2L homepage. And again, you just check, you just click on the envelope, and that'll list all your emails, and then you just click on email, see what's being said. Also on the home page, you're going to see Northeast State communicating with you if you scroll down. You can minimize these announcements. It's a bad idea because you may miss this important message from financial aid, right? And so if you're receiving financial aid and that pertains to you, it's going to be pretty important. Generally, Northeast State's found that students don't check their email very often, particularly the Northeast State email. So they'll put important messages here. So every once in a while, scroll down, make sure there's not something important that pertains to you. Excuse me. But to get into class, you just click on the link to the class. Our class is going to have this lovely view from the Verrazzano Winery in Tuscany, Italy. So we just click on that. Okay, nothing's happening. There we go. Now we're in the course. Sorry about the delay there. And when you come to the course, you'll see an announcements page. Right now it's just an announcement, welcome to the course. But once the class gets going, it's going to be a reminders page where I say, hey, this is coming due this day. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns about it. So that'll change just a little bit, and there's a little bit of more information about me if you're curious about the other things I do other than teach this class. Some important links are going across the top of your D2L course homepage. One, you got tutoring resources over here. Please take advantage of that. You have already paid for it. You're not imposing on anybody. There are people literally sitting in the writing center waiting for you to make an appointment and come see them if you're having any concerns with your essays and things like that. Obviously I'm here to help you, but it doesn't hurt to get another set of eyes looking at your essays, particularly when you get to your full draft. But some of the tabs at the top that we're going to be using, definitely going to be using this assignments tab. That's where you're going to submit assignments. When I say submit it into the assignments Dropbox folder, this is the page I'm wanting you to go to. When you submit material, you'll just click on that link and, well, that's going to show you who submitted them. If you're a student, go to the assignments page. When you click on that link, it'll let you add a file and submit that file and submit your work. So that's a pretty important tab. Another one that you might use once in a while is the class list. There's a list of all the people in the class. Again, once you get into your Okta dashboard where you see My Northeast, D2L, and Office 365 and all that, please make sure you change your password. Everybody has access to your username, so if anybody knows your birth date, they can get into your My Northeast, start deleting your courses, or they can get in D2L, email your instructors with off-color emails or something like that. They can really wreak havoc with your life. So don't just use your birthday as a password. And yeah, definitely be careful there. But if you want to email me, an easy way to do it is just come to the course homepage, to the class list, click on my name, and the email messaging prompt will come up. And also, if I say, hey, go ahead and send that to me through D2L email attachment, you'll do that down here with that upload. Definitely always make sure to see who you're emailing before you send the email, right? When I email everybody in the course, I come up here and just do the same thing, but this will go to everybody in the course. So if you accidentally do that and you tell me something about your life or something, you're broadcasting that to the whole class. So be careful there. Generally, I shouldn't know the personal details of your life, but some students are pretty open about things like that. Sometimes students are interested in the grades. It's a joke. So the D2L gradebook is going to be the official gradebook for the course. So you should be able to see all your grades there. And as we go through the semester, if something ever looks incorrect, be sure to let me know as soon as possible, and I'll happily fix it. It's easy for me to transpose grades. Let me get out of the student view real quick. That's what the grades look on my side. I got all these little boxes going all the way across the screen, and then some. So it's easy for me to transpose a grade, put the wrong grade in the wrong place. So if it ever does happen, make sure you just let me know, and I'll be happy to change the grade. Don't be shy at all. The main place we're going to be on with this class is the content page, and that's where all the material for your course is going to be. If you've already been in there and clicked on course documents, it's going to open it up in that course documents area the next time. So if you're like, I can't see anything else, just come up to the table of contents, and it'll show you all the different sections in the course. But the idea of the table, the course documents, we have the class schedule, the course syllabus, the first 2 exercises that come due next Thursday. I'm doing this on the 16th, so a week from today. You'll see the essay assignments, the journal entries as those start coming due. And when I post YouTube videos, they're going to be under YouTube videos. Starts with number 2 because the one I'm doing right now is number 1. I just haven't posted it yet. And of course, there's a large section of help resources ranging from sample essays to hints about the various components of the essays to help you out with writing your essays. So when I say, go to the table of contents and click on the self-regulated learner essay, that's what I want you to do. And generally it's easier to download it to see it, but it's kind of up to you however you want to do it. One thing I want to go over real quickly is the course. So that's kind of D2L in a nutshell. If you've already been in a class at Northeast State, you're probably familiar with it. But some students are here at Northeast State for the first semester for the spring here, so not everybody knows what's going on with D2L. And D2L is short for Desire to Learn. Sometimes you hear it called Brightspace, but generally it's called D2L here at Northeast State. But for the course syllabus, I'm going to go ahead and download that. This is kind of the map for the course. That's all the horrible things that'll happen to you if you cheat or do something bad. But for the most part, the course syllabus is just a codification of what you already know how to do, right? With any relationship or activity, you got to show up, you got to do the work, you got to communicate to keep small problems small. And you gotta be a decent person, right? You got to get along with people, not cheat, things like that. That's true of any relationship. If you're in a personal relationship with somebody else, you got to show up, you got to do the work, you got to communicate, and you got to get along with people and be honest, right? When you go to your job, you got to show up, you got to do the work, you got to communicate, keep those small problems small, and you got to act with a sense of integrity and get along with people. So there's nothing new here. It's just a different way to codify what you already know to do. Let's start off with some course information. This is an internet course. We will not meet as a group at any point during the semester because that's called being asynchronous. Certain things are due on certain days at certain times, but other than that, we're not going to be meeting as a class or anything like that. Assignments are due on Monday and Thursdays by midnight or 11:59 p.m. I'm not actually up at midnight, sitting there waiting on your assignments or something. So if you tend to be a night owl and turn stuff in at 2, 3 in the morning, I'll never know the difference. It just needs to be there when I get up and get into the Dropbox to download all your assignments. So if you send me an email saying, can I turn this in at 12:30 at night, I'm going to be like, you probably won't get a response because I'll be in bed. Don't worry about it too much. Excuse me. The rest, I'll post my office hours once I know what they are. There's a course description. This is Comp 1. It's going to be a writing class. Guess what you're going to do? Writing, right? Particularly research essays. We're going to work with MLA format, APA format. Most of you probably had MLA format in high school. APA format is what they use in sociology, psychology, The medical professions, if you're a nursing major or getting ready to be a nursing major, they're going to want you to know a little bit about APA formatting. So we're going to get into that during the class. How to revise essays, how to use good grammar, and just how to use the different ways of writing, comparison, process, things like that. But those are the course objectives. For the grading breakdown, if you just go to page 6, there's a list of everything we're going to be doing in the course. We start with a shorter essay, the self-regulated learner essay, and then we move on to larger projects, the career project, the APA medical essay. That's kind of the longer one in the course. We're required to do a longer research, persuasive essay, and this is kind of our way of doing it in this course. Then we'll finish with a doublespeak essay where we examine language, how we use it, how it's used against us. Kind of very interesting to do that with a new administration coming in and just having gone through an election. How do the candidates get you to vote for them, right? They use language a certain way to manipulate you to vote for them. And can you see what's happening when they do that? It's kind of interesting. Excuse me. The weather out here has just got me making some gross old man sounds, so I apologize. Along the way, we'll be doing some journal entries, and then we'll have some exercises, and you'll be reviewing and revising your essays a little bit. Overall, add up all the points. That's 1,000 points for the course. 90%'s an A, 80%'s a B, 70%'s a C, and hopefully nobody gets below that. But if you want to keep track of your grades as the course goes along, that's a good place to do it. Just want to go over a few policies. Like I said, I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. You can read faster than I can write, and you're going to do a syllabus quiz anyway, so you'll be going through them on your own. But a few very important ones, if it's boxed, if it's bolded, if it's highlighted, kind of pay attention there. But the big thing in an internet course, you got to let me know if there's a problem or a concern, or you don't see something in the course. But I put up the Dropbox folders for you to put your work in. If I don't hit a certain button, you'll never see it. So every once in a while I do get an email saying, I don't see a place to put my syllabus quiz. It may be because I didn't click that one little button, right? If you have a question, the odds are I'm going to answer to the whole class and just assume the whole class kind of has the same question, unless it's something specific about your work. But if you have a question or concern or anything, please let me know, because I'll be sitting in my office here and thinking, I'm the greatest internet teacher ever, woo-woo! And you're at home going like, I have no idea what this guy wants from me. We need to find that middle ground and make sure you understand what I'm looking for. And normally if we're in a face-to-face class, I can look at your faces and see if I'm losing you. I can't do that on the internet. So it's important for you to let me know anytime you have a question. Even if I answer the question, you're like, oh gosh, that was a silly question. Don't worry about it. It's important that you find what you need to succeed in a course. It's my job to make sure you have that information. So, don't be shy there. Make sure you save your work. Even if you're in Google Docs and you think nothing could possibly happen to your documents in Google, I've had 1 or 2 episodes where somebody's ex went into the Google Docs and deleted everything. Or if your kid, throws your laptop into the toilet or something. Make sure you always have another backup copy. One nice thing is as we're submitting stuff in D2L, that'll automatically create a backup. But if you're like one paragraph away from that 1,300 word essay, make sure you back that up somewhere. Save it to your computer, email it to yourself, do something. Don't just have it all there in one place. Also, once I grade something and send it to you, make sure you do not delete that. I don't know why students do this, but sometimes I've had students just delete stuff out of D2L that I've graded. And I'm like, well, if I didn't write that grade down, how do I know what it was? And if I die in a fiery car crash at the end right before I turn in my grades at the end of the semester, can you prove you were in this class? Do you have that graded material to show my dean and get your grade? And I'm definitely going to try not to die in a fiery car crash, but you also be sure to make sure you cover your rear end and make sure you save all graded work to prove that you were in the course. And again, the nice thing is D2L kind of provides a backup for all that, but please don't do that. Save your work. This is an internet class. We're not going to cancel due dates because of the weather. If something serious happens, which we had happen last semester, right, with the hurricane, then we'll have to make adjustments then. But just because it snows a little bit in Sullivan County or Northeast State Council's classes doesn't mean we're still not moving along in this course. Like I said, kind of, that's where you start, emailing me and say, hey, I'm up here on Roan Mountain and we just got 5 feet of snow. We'll try and work things out, right? But you always want to let me know what's going on, especially if you're going to miss a due date or something. If you just disappear in the course, nothing good's going to happen there. That's the next sequence course. Make sure you're completing the scaffolding requirements. That just means as we're working on the essay, it's a process. I need to see your topic of the essay, your thesis statement, the first 2 paragraphs, the draft. You should be participating in the peer reviews. If you just suddenly produce a brilliant essay, I'm going to wonder where that came from. I should see you working on it from beginning to end. Pay attention to the academic misconduct policy. This is bolded, it's underlined, and it's highlighted in yellow. The use of AI is becoming a problem. Well, not a problem, but it's a thing. It's something students are starting to use quite a bit. But you got to be super duperly careful. If you get AI to rewrite your sentences, to write your sentences, to revise your essay without your input, you're committing academic misconduct. You can't we can do it, but it's a great way to fail the class. So be very careful. If you just type in your essay and tell Gemini, make this an A essay, and it starts rewriting your sentences, our plagiarism detector is going to pick that up, and it's just not going to be a good situation. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to revise your essays. You're supposed to write your essays. Grammar check, that's okay, but just make sure you're not just telling the program, fix my essay. It needs to be popping up, say, hey, do you really want a comma here? Then you make a decision, right? You should be making the decisions about your own work, not having a program do it for you. So be very careful there. If you're not sure about that, let me know. But this is kind of becoming, Comp 1, Comp 2 is kind of ground zero for these AI concerns. So be careful there. And we'll be talking about that a little bit more as we get into the semester. But ultimately, you're responsible for the content of anything you write in here. So if you turn in an essay and pops back, 100% AI generated, I may have you come to my office or do a Zoom and answer some questions about your essay. Where did you find this source, or explain this paragraph that you have here. And that's, generally if a student uses AI to generate their essay, they can't really answer those questions. So be careful there. I don't like catching people. It's not fun to do that. It's kind of depressing, actually. So if you have questions about that, be sure to let me know, particularly before you submit an essay. But what students are sometimes starting to do is get AI to revise their essays, and it pops up as AI generated. And really, it's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to revise your essay, not get a computer program to do it for you. The rest, hopefully, is pretty straightforward. You'll be reading through it. Kind of an important one. No instructor at Northeast State can drop you from a class. If you go to your math class and you just hate the instructor and hate the class, and you just say, I'm not doing this, and you don't ever attend class or submit work again, and you don't drop the class, the instructor just enters zeros for your grades, and at the end of the semester you get an F, or even worse, an FA, which is failure due to non-attendance. That's a great way to lose your Tennessee promise. They'll drop you right away, and they won't really work with you with the appeal or anything. So be careful there. Definitely call financial aid if you're receiving financial aid before you drop a class. See what might happen. If you drop below full time with a lot of these scholarships, you lose the scholarship. So be careful there. Always know what's going to happen. The rest, if you have an accommodation you need me to make, I need that paper from the accessibility services before I can make the accommodations. But again, reading the syllabus policies can be kind of like, geez, man, this guy's mean. But generally if you're showing up, doing the work, communicating and being honest about what you're doing, then you don't have to worry about this too much. But you will be doing a syllabus quiz later on, just to go over the policies and make sure you understand what's going to happen in the class. And right there says syllabus quiz, that's going to be coming due. Probably one of the more important documents is the class schedule. Pop that open. Again, assignments are due on Mondays and Thursdays by 11:59 p.m. And again, I'm not up at 12 o'clock, so if you turn it in at 1 in the morning, I'll never know the difference. I'm not going to have the Dropbox closes at midnight or something. Dropbox closed at midnight or anything like that. But it should be there when I get up next morning and start grading stuff. When something says do, it's due that day. So on next Thursday, the 23rd, your syllabus quiz and the introduction formatting paragraph are due. And as stuff comes due, you're going to see these YouTube videos that show you how to complete things. Video number 2 shows you how to complete the syllabus quiz and upload it into D2L. Then there's a video on how to create the introduction paragraph in Word and upload it, and how to do it in Google Docs and upload it. And generally the one for Google Docs works the same as for Office 365 and Pages. If you're on a MacBook. Where's that? Class schedule. Here we go. So what it says do is due that day. So journals 1 through 3 are due on Monday the 27th. Then away we go with the essays. And when you look at the schedule, you're going to see kind of this recursive process. That's recursive is a big fancy word for we kind of repeat the same process over and over. With each essay assignment, we'll start off. I'll do an introduction video to the essay. We'll do some exercises. We'll do the journal entries. In other words, we're going to be doing some pre-writing stuff, getting ready for the essay. The second stage is going to be writing the essay, or drafting the essay might be a better word for it. And that's where you start writing it and ask questions if you don't understand something. And then the third is peer review and revising. So your peer reviewers are going to look at your draft. I'm going to take a look at the peer reviews on your draft to make sure they don't mislead you. So you're going to get quite a good bit of feedback on each draft. And then the final stage will be revising and editing your essay for grading, right? Sorry. But you're going to see that process happening over and over throughout the semesters. So the first essay, the self-regulated learner essay, becoming due in February. Then we'll try and get the career project done by spring break. Then after that, we'll work with the APA medical essay. Then we'll finish with the doublespeak essay. So 4 major essays. You got to notice, generally with an internet class, there's not a lot of what students used to call, just make work or something like that. Anytime you send me one thing to grade, I got to grade 20 others. So there's no extra assignments or things like that. So it's kind of I don't want to say bare bones, but kind of a minimalist kind of approach to an online course. Plus, we might be adding some things as we go along, maybe a little bit, but that's the basic plan. And you can kind of see something's due every Monday and Thursday. One caution, if you're going to go on a vacation or anything in the middle of the semester, make sure you have internet access wherever you go. Or if you're having trouble with your home internet access, please remember that every McDonald's has internet access, every public library has internet access, all the Northeast State Extension campuses have internet access, every Dunkin' Donuts, every Starbucks. Internet access is all over the place. One good place to do it is at my internet went out for a while. I went to the Bristol Regional Medical Center and went to their cafeteria and used their internet for a while. So, if you say I don't have internet at home, I can't do anything. It's like there's internet in other places, so make sure you're flexible there. Also, it's good to learn how to check D2L email on your cell phone too. Make sure you can access D2L on your phone. But that's the basic outline for the course. And you'll see, where's the home page? That on the side of this home page where it says upcoming events, it'll point out things that are coming due. It takes the assignments folders, due dates, and puts it here, which is kind of nice. And plus you'll have the reminder here. So you have plenty of reminders about what's coming due, when it's coming due. But of course, if you're having questions or something comes up, please let me know and we'll try and work with you. But again, the secret to any internet class is to ask questions when you have them. If you can't find something, if you don't understand something, ask questions, because the odds are it's not just you. Maybe something maybe I forgot to do or just didn't hit a little button on D2L or something. But I'm starting to repeat myself, so I'll hush up here. And we will be talking to you later. And again, I'm looking forward to a good class and a good semester. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Oops. Bye-bye for real.